the homicide on East Harry from yesterday afternoon first, and then we were going to discuss the shooting last night in the 1400 block at East Morris. Yesterday, shortly after 1:30 in the afternoon, officers were dispatched to a shooting at 3832 East Harry. Upon arrival, officers located the suspect walking out of the business, and the suspect was immediately taken into custody by the officers. Additional officers arrived on scene, and they entered into the business and located the victim, a 47-year-old Asian male, inside of the business with a gunshot wound. The victim was pronounced at 1:40 hours by EMS at the scene and has been identified as Tan, T-A-N, Van, V-A-N, last name V-U. During the investigation, numerous witnesses that were inside of the business were interviewed. Investigators learned that the suspect had been at the business for approximately 2 hours prior to the shooting, just kind of wandering around the pool hall, not really interacting with anyone. There was no disturbances, no arguments, no fights whatsoever when the suspect just suddenly pulled out a weapon, shooting and killing the victim. A 20-year-old suspect has been booked into the Sedgwick County Jail for first-degree murder charges. Any questions?
What's the relation between the suspect and the victim, if any?
As far as we know, they did not know each other.
Was the victim working at the location?
No.
Was he just also there?
Yes. The victim frequents that establishment.
Did either the suspect or the victim come with other people to the establishment?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Was it just one gunshot?
Yes, sir.
Is the suspect a gang member?
No, he's not.
Can you identify the suspect?
No, not right now. Like I said, he was 20 years old and was booked in the Sedgwick County Jail.
How many homicides is this?
I believe it's 27. All right. Okay. Now we're going to discuss the shooting late last night, 1400 block of East Morris. Shortly before 11 o'clock last night, officers were dispatched to a burglary in progress at a residence in the 1400 block of East Morris. Just a few seconds later, dispatch put out a shooting at the same location. Upon arrival, officers located a 30-year-old male in the front yard of the residence with multiple gunshot wounds. This male was transported to a local hospital in critical condition and is currently in SICU at that hospital. Upon talking with the homeowner advised that he and his girlfriend were at the residence last night when someone knocked on their front door. The 39-year-old male went to answer the front door. Upon answering the front door, the 30-year-old male forced his way into the residence armed with a gun. The homeowner and the suspect fought over the gun. During the fight, the homeowner was able to, at a time, get the gun away and fire the shot, striking the suspect. There was a second individual that came with the suspect and fled. We have not been able to identify that individual. We have just finished processing the scene in the 1400 block East Morris and questioning the witnesses that we have at this time. The homeowner and his girlfriend have been questioned and they have been released.
Does the homeowner know either of these two people that showed up?
Homeowner does know the suspect. They have known the suspect for approximately about a year.
any updates regarding the fatal crash?
Sergeant Woodrow's gonna have
Thank
that.
you. Thank you.
Thanks.
I'll give you guys some case numbers real quick on those cases. The first one, the homicide on East Harry, that case number is gonna be 16C 79867. 16C 79867 for the homicide. And then the East Morris call, that case number is 16C 79978. 79978.
East Morris, you said?
Yes,
Say that again, I'm sorry.
79978. The second one that he talked, Lieutenant O'Job talked about. Okay, we'll talk a little bit about the fatality accident that occurred yesterday. That case number is 16C 79840. 16C 79840 is the fatality accident that happened in the 1600 block of North McLean. It occurred yesterday, November 14th at approximately 11:30 a.m. On November 14th at approximately 11:30 a.m., officers were dispatched to an injury accident in the 1600 block of North McLean. The accident involved a 1995 Honda Prelude and a 2000 Ford F-250. The investigation showed that the Honda was traveling northbound on McLean, while the F-250 was southbound on McLean. The driver of the Honda, a 16-year-old male, lost control of his vehicle, crossed the center line, and collided with a truck driven by a 38-year-old male. The passenger in the Honda was pronounced deceased at the scene, and the driver was taken to an area hospital in critical condition. The driver of the Honda is now in stable condition. The Wichita Police Department has yet to positively identify the passenger. There were 3 occupants in the truck: the 38-year-old male driver, a 60-year-old male passenger, and a 28-year-old male passenger. They were all taken to an area hospital for treatment from non-serious injuries, and the investigation is still ongoing.
There was a second vehicle, sorry, would you please be able to find the vehicle?
Yes, sorry. There was a black truck that we were looking for, and investigators did contact that truck and were able to get statements from the individuals in that truck. So nobody is being sought out for any information anymore in reference to that case.
So can you say that again, the driver of the Honda
The driver of the Honda,
was taken to the hospital in critical condition?
he was taken to the hospital in critical condition, and now he's been upgraded to stable.
Do you even have a gender or age of the deceased?
Male, and I don't know approximate age yet.
And then the passenger is the deceased?
The passenger of the Honda is the individual that was deceased on scene, yes.
Do we know if either of our Honda victims were seatbelted?
That I'm not sure of, and I don't know if they'll be able to tell just from the extent of the damage from the vehicle. I know that the driver was ejected from the vehicle, so as far as seatbelts, I don't know.
Did he land in the road, sorry, Woodrow, or in the grass? Where was he ejected?
That I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what part of the roadway the driver was ejected out of. But
We also heard reports of racing. Is that something?
it's something that we're looking into. We know speed is obviously a factor of this accident, but as far as if the vehicle was engaged in any kind of race or drag racing, it's still being investigated, and we're not sure. We don't have another vehicle that they were racing against.
So the black truck just kind of saw the accident
Correct.
and left the scene?
Correct. Yeah, once we got on scene, the individuals that stayed behind said that there was also a black truck in the area that observed the accident as well, and that's who we were looking for.
Do you know how many traffic fatalities we have for the year now?
I don't. I have it written down. I'll get it for you as soon as we get done here. And the last one, go ahead, sorry. No, go ahead.
You just said that you can't positively identify that 16-year-old male.
Correct.
Is there a reason why?
Well, I didn't say an age, but the Wichita Police Department, again, is yet to positively identify this individual. Obviously, the body will go through the coroner into an autopsy for positive identification, and until that happens, we're not going to release any information on him. I know that the family has, but just from the police department, we're not going to. Real quick, the last aggravated assault that we'll go over today is case number 16C79989. 16C79989 is an aggravated assault that occurred in the 1200 block of North Madison. And it occurred this morning, November 15th at approximately 12 a.m. midnight. On November 15th at approximately 12 a.m., officers were dispatched to check shots in the 1200 block of North Madison. Upon arrival, officers made contact with a 21-year-old male and a 20-year-old male. They reported that they were sitting in a vehicle in the driveway of a residence there in the 1200 block of North Madison when an unknown suspect began shooting at them. The vehicle they were in was struck multiple times, but the victims were not injured inside the vehicle. Nobody was hit by gunfire. There was a nearby residence in the 1100 block of North Madison, and it was also struck by several bullets. That house was occupied by a 59-year-old female, an 82-year-old female, and an 89-year-old female. Again, they were not hit. No injuries occurred. Multiple casings were located in the street. Right now, there is no suspect information or description to be given out. We would ask anybody with additional information on this case, or maybe were in the area, again, 1100 or 1200 block of North Madison last night, that maybe saw or heard something, to please call detectives or Crime Stoppers with your information.
Do you know how many times the car was hit?
Several. I don't know exact number though.
What about that home?
Several as well. Yeah, both the car and the dwelling got hit several times by bullets, and unfortunately nobody saw anything.
So the guys didn't see that?
Correct. Yeah. Okay. That's all I got today. Thanks for waiting a couple minutes for us.
Did we classify that